Hello everyone, it's SK95 and I'm diving down a pit! Welcome back to more Donkey Kong Bananza. The Lagoon layer, sublayer 100. Dive! Like I said before, you're probably wondering, on the right side of the screen, after we get our banana from the crocodile we killed. The stats are different. I will explain after we check out the points. We can upgrade our points by skill points every time we get 5 Bananium gems. Let's upgrade the HP like it's recommending. Now, you're probably wondering why the totals are... Okay, thanks, Little Rock. I'm trying to finish my sentence. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, I had to re-record this, and unfortunately because the game auto-saves, guess what happened to me? I had to redo the recording. Sucks, doesn't it? Outsiders aren't welcome here. These lagoons are just for us scrappy scavengers, and no salvagers, and no one else. If you're entering without permission, turn back. How rude, I don't like this side. Stupid sign made me look mad. Ooh. Whatever. Let's just go and deal with these dang annoying enemies. These guys are Buzzwoids. Buzzoids are flying bug-like enemies that basically fly and hold any object in their hands. However, fun thing is, you can actually grab their object and throw it back at them. Simple, straightforward, and easy. This is a fossil. Dun dun dun. Fossils are something you want to collect for the entire game that open items for the style shop. We can't talk about the style shop yet, but I'll say outright it's actually important for the game. By the way, you can go past here and actually find another fossil. Now, personal recommendation, get as many fossils as you can for the style shop. Trust me on this one. Now, drop down all the way here, and I jumped off glass. Good job, me. So let's just go punch this open, and we see, ooh, another banana. Cave by the Cape Bananium gem. Yes. I will be trying to get bananas as I go along. However, unlike other ones, I will not be focusing all the way on all the Bananiums I possibly can get. Keep in mind, we don't have to go back to these layers if we don't want to, but I will come back if I have to. If I have an ability or a thing I can actually do. Regardless of that, let's go punch this open, and it's flying down the pit. Well, there it goes. Hey, look, a chimp. I'm on the side of the thing. You're the one who hollered as he was falling down here right just now. We don't take kindly to outsiders. You best get out of here. You're here.
Animals live here, underground. I understand that. But they are very friendly. There's someone over there. Maybe they're nice. Let's go see.
Yep. Some mighty fishing folks. Now, I will recommend getting as many of the fossils as possible, like I said before. However, there's 3 types of fossils. What? Yeah, okay. Might as well explain this as well. The odd rock, whenever you collect something, will automatically jive and comment like about, oh, you got it, oh, good job, or whatever you want to say and prefer. Now, it's something I will not be forcibly, like, talking over him unless I have to. But it depends on the situation. I will talk over them if it's convenient for me, though, because it depends, because taglines aren't exactly, you know, important. It's not like I need to worry about them talking. By the way, recommended idea. You can climb on the walls and actually find things with the hand slap. Hand slapping is actually good to finding stuff. However, I won't be doing that forcibly. Instead, since we're already done with all that in the entire beginning area, let's actually head down here. There's actually something underneath here you want to get some more chips. And there's a checkpoint here. Nice. Very, very nice. Now slap the silly. Slap the silly. There we go. Sadly, though, you can't pick up that gold and throw it. These things are way too small to grab and throw. Watch. See? Annoying and painfully aware. Anyway, this ship seems to be talking. Keep it together, bud. Those intruders are scary, but we're scrappy salvagers. We just can't cast this problem aside. Those bouldery bozos are roofing up our precious reservoir. We gotta pool our resources and run them off here. I get it. It's time to unleash our secret weapon. Those creeps are sure to split once we throw a few boom bombs at them. I'll explain them myself. Boom bombs are these things. Now this block infinitely restores itself. Watch. Now boom blocks act as similar to gold blocks. They explode when they get thrown at terrain or hitting any object. Pretty obvious understanding how to do it. Now, I recommend having as many as possible, but there are some ones you can get. I forgot I could do that. If you line up your shot properly, you can actually line up enemies to destroy stuff. This fossil is different. Amnecorchus, yes, it's a weird name for a fossil, is actually based on actual animals. These fossils are Knights, which are based on another fossil that were basically existing. Now, I'll point this out outright. There are 3 types of fossils that I explained before. The fossil we found before was a common, and then this one was a rare. The next one you want to find is the super rare, which is obvious what you want. Anyway, let's go grab this bone bog, and then I'll explain after we get the next one done. Keep in mind, I will be trying to go on my way only if they're conveniently close to me. If they're too far away out of my pathway, I will not bother with them. Now, first let's get this video and I can explain this. The fossils themselves, each of them have their own values of how many are per stage. Rare fossils, there's only 10 per stage, and the super rare fossils as well are always only 1 per stage. You don't have to get the super rare fossil if you don't want to, but it's good to get nonetheless. Now, there are a lot of hidden areas and secrets in the game. You don't actually have to follow the right pathway, but you can if you want to. Another Ammonite over here. However, we're gonna go the correct pathway because I want to show off things we need. Nice job. Here's mine. I love doing that. These boom bombs only destroy concrete as well, so you're gonna need to do this. Now, this is something interesting in this game. Challenge arenas. Challenge arenas are basically things in the game that allow you to fight enemies as much as possible in order to complete objectives. Defeat all the enemies, you get yourself the Bananza. And pop goes the weasel and grab you. Haha, had to. Aw, damn it. Okay, might as well explain something I don't like about this game. If an enemy dies, they have a chance of dropping music. However, there's a caveat of it. They can sometimes die in these challenge arenas, and unfortunately, as a result of it, they permanently vanish and you don't get them. By the way, in case you're wondering why DK is acting funny around the banana gems, it's because his expression changes whenever he's near one. Now we collect it. Watch his expression. Well, he's still happy, but now he's back to normal. His expression changes depending on the situation. So his tongue being out was only because the Millennium Gem was so close. How did you get into those weird ruins? I have no idea. Grabbing. And toss. Grabbing. And then toss again. And grab. Hey, look, a chest. Let's ignore that for now and get the concrete. Now, grabbing and throwing these boom bombs are actually pretty fun for those who want to play first time, because believe me, this is fun to throw around. However, there is always a caveat with it. That's because the boom bombs are limited based on the grabbing of those, you gotta basically be careful. Now, chests in particular are interesting. Sometimes you can find chests that actually hold items, and you can find fossils that are on the map. there are several of these maps in the game, and you want to get them all. Now, there are 2 types of maps, though. One is for those fossils. The other is for Banandium gems. They only show up any items that you have not gotten before. By the way, throw this first. Because guess what? A banana right over here and this yonder. Ooh. A nook behind concrete. Another point. Let's wait on leveling ourselves up because next one is definitely something gonna be good. Anyway, water. By the way, yes, you can punch water. Ironically enough, there's an achievement required for it. DK reacts funny whenever he's underwater. Ah, nice bath. Good day. What do we got here? An outsider? Is he thinking? And what I'm thinking is my business. It ain't your business, so scram. Well, if you're gonna be nosy, this stake thingy has stopped the water from flowing farther down. The lower levels are gonna run dry real soon if I don't do something. I thought he was gonna say real like a fishing rod, but nope, too easy. Looks like he's out of fish buns. 1. I think I can line this up just right. Hey, get over here. Darn it, I was hoping in vain to do it again. Man, I got that Ammonite one time and I can't do it again. Replicate it. They keep missing by a blasted inch. Now, technically speaking, you don't have to go to the beaten path to go explore the area. You can explore the area as much as you want, but personally, as a Let's Play, I'm going to be focusing primarily on the areas we go to. By the way, hey. Okay, that thing was annoying. Some terrain can block you off, and it's very annoying. There we go. This dang enemy is not nice. He's surrounded by concrete. Hi, how are you? By the way, in case you're wondering what their fossil is, it's a Kremlin. I'm not kidding. That thing's body shape is a Kremlin. It's basically a dead Kremlin. Morbid, isn't it? The crocodiloids are morbid. Anyway, punch this 3 times. Ooh. The water is now draining. I'll do that in a second, little buddy, but first, fossil. Yes, fossils are too important for me. Grab this one, and then I'm gonna eat. So much gold for me. You're gonna want as much gold as possible. Believe me when I say this. Because gold in this game is so required, it's not even funny. Another thing of note is you're gonna get a power-up later or something later in the future that's gonna be really helpful for gold grabbing. Oh, hello, I see you down there. Nice try, like I was gonna fall for that. Ah, please, have you met me? Gold as well, nice. And follow it up with another gold sprout right here and dibbly-doo. Ah, more gold, yay, gold. I won't go off the beaten path too many times, but I guess it's too easy. Now then, let's go down the hole where we're supposed to go because we need to do this. Sublayer 101. There's a triple banana with my name on it, and I want it. Yeah, Linden, the scavenger's landing. There we go. Now, before we meet that chimp, you want to go over here first. Map this, and then you got yourself another map from fossils. Now, it can show up fossils on the layer you're on. However, that map was kind of pointless because it's right here. Certain fossil map... I wasn't even punching in that direction. Whatever. This game is broken. Whatever. This game is very broken. Anyway, you can actually jump down here and actually land over here because you actually can grab something over here. But, of course, you need to make sure you land this properly. Dig in here. Another Ammonite. This is the only one on the ground, by the way. You want to actually worry about this later. But for now, let's ignore it. Now let's climb up, climb up, climb up, climb up. Hey, what are you up to? That who's fossil? Nah, couldn't be. Kind of looks like a whale. You know, one of those legendary sea surface creatures. We got a lot of respect for our whales down here. They just seem so cool. Whale, whale, whale. What do we have there? We can't get that yet, but for later. Now, you can't actually make this jump before anything else. Watch this. See? Very easy. And you actually activate the event, which means you're destroying boom blocks. Ha! And let's throw the shifty stone one, and then throw the other one at the bottom right corner to blow it up. There we go. 100% is blown up. Now, technically it doesn't count as 100%, but thank goodness the game's not particularly picky. Yes, he has multiple expressions for any banana he kicks up. Ironically enough, it's one of my more favorite things about DK. Now, there's another challenge arena right over here that we want to grab that's literally right in front of us. Then we'll head up to do other things. Crocodiloids again, and unlike the last arena, it's going to be a little bit worse. See? I was not kidding. Boom blocks. You gotta destroy concrete, and there's more of these concrete block crocodiloids. Give me a hug. There we go. You make this too easy. I want another hug. I want another hug. Hey, I want a hug. Thank you. Giving the enemies that don't want a hug is always funny to me. Another point. And you know what that means? Punching strength increase. Now it takes 3 hits to break terrain in this level, instead of the usual 6. Now, the game recommends any ability that they so wish, but you can actually go away from it if you want to. Nothing is stopping you from doing so. Hey, look, a fossil. Yes, I knew this fossil was here. I was just ignoring it for then. Alright. Ironically enough, if you punch this barrel can, you actually shoot yourselves all the way up. Now, let's talk to this chimp over here. You the one who smashed that weird steak thingy above? Not bad, not bad at all. We owe you one. This is our fishing village. Wish I could treat you to a banana I reeled in with my own pole. But all of our bananas have been stolen. Worse yet, the fishing has just about dried up altogether. Anyway, feel free to chat with my fellow villagers. They can tell you what's going on around here. And that is basically it. Hey, buddy, what do you want? Talk to me. We're sorry to say. First, some thieves swept our bananas, and now there's a water storage. These banana thieves plugged up our water supply, so this area is drying up. How's a fella supposed to go fishing in a dried up lagoon? If not enough water, we'll have to pick up our junk by hand, and then there's no sport in that. Plus, all of our bananas are gone. Bananas! There used to be a boatload of bananas sunk down at the bottom of this lagoon. Those shady fellers came and dried the place up. Once the bananas were sitting high and dry, they took off of them. How rude. By the way, in case you're wondering what happens if you punch a other chimp or any other animal in the game that is not an enemy, this happens. You give them a high five. Yes, it ruined his hat. I'm so sorry. Anyway, you can punch this other arena as well because it's actually unique compared to the other arenas. These are challenge courses. Basically, you can take on the challenge courses to outright get the Bananium gems that are at least a group of 3. Really useful. However, these vines suck. Ow! Okay, that's it. Yeah, that will happen a lot. These dang vines. Over the thorny path. Yes, yes, I'm well aware. However, these conveyor belts have boom bombs on them, which means I can just blow them up if I don't want to deal with them. Now, the angle of throwing them is a bit tricky to blow up the entire thing without blowing the bottom boom bombs. I usually have a little trouble with doing that, so yeah, there's that. There we go, got a lot, and woo, we can get more. Ooh, balloon, bananas, apples, yay. Now let's blow this one up. Now let's blow it up again, just because I feel like it, and because it smells funny. This vine over here is a very thick one, because guess what? It takes more than one throw, because there's a Bananium gem right over there. Into the thorny mook. There are multiple challenge stages in the game, and you want to get them all. Let's go and grab this one and yeet. Grab this one, this gold, yeet. Grab this one again and yeet. Very easy and straightforward, in fact. We are all done here. To the 40 walls. Yes, it's faster to punch and kick with this method instead of just usual punching it. All right, that's for you indeed. Now, there's actually somebody over here that's actually wanting to talk to. Hey, we're all talking about you. They say you're good at singing. We don't usually do this, but me and my siblings would love to help you two get around. Get around. We can take you to any important spot you've already visited in an entire layer. Sorry, we can't take you to other layers. Mom gets worried if we wander too far. So open the map of minus and pick where you want us to take you. These are little elevators, actually quite useful. Now, they actually serve a great purpose by just allowing you to teleport between layers. These only teleport between layers that you've visited yourself and not other layers completely. In case you're wondering how to check how many bananas are on a stage, you can press the Y button, like this. There are 38 on the first level, and then there's also another amount on the second level. There's 40 in total. Yeah, it can be a pain in the neck when you first get here. Now, there is actually something interesting over here you want to grab. As you see, this is a unique little item, and this is actually shift blocks. However, they're shifting between different variations. If you throw an object in it, it changes shape. These can be useful, however, they only stay this for so long, or if they pop themselves. It depends on the situation, really. Now, there is another monkey chimp over here. You have a water storage tank here in the village. Opening that tank would solve our water storage real quick, but there's a problem. Concrete pillars like this one are holding plugs in place that keep that water from flowing out of the tank. I've been those weird guys. Maybe you saw them on your way to the village? Please, destroy the concrete pillars holding these tanks plugs in place. That'll get the water flowing. Time to get the water flowing. Now, this guy is important. This is where you bring all your fossils over. However, I recommend waiting a bit. Not because we don't need it. No, you can get it later. But for now, let's ignore it. There's another fossil over here. However, I had to pop it with something. Such as this boom block that's right behind these boats. I'm sorry, boats. There we go. Now come here and give me a big fat hug. That sounded really wrong. I'm so sorry. Anyway, pop. There we go. The fossil in the water, actually. There we go. Anyway, there's something underneath here that you want to grab. A banana. Nice. Nice, another banana indeed. Woo! Okay. Now that we don't follow that, now that we're done with all of that, in fact, let's head to where we're supposed to go, shall we? But first, before we do that, there's a little something over here that you want to check out. This bed over here. If you lie down in a bed, like for example, you get an extra temporary unit of hearts. Really good to have for those who need HP. Really good, in fact. Also, there's a fossil in this one. Nice. That's nice indeed. This guy is just going to talk about what we need to do. I want to smash that concrete pillar real bad, but there's no way I can get across from the water. It's a little slow. Looks like you got some meaty muscle in those arms. Think you could scramble up that pillaring over there and get at the pillar? I shall grab water in midair. Nice. Now, the gold acts incredibly similar to the actual thing itself. You don't actually have to grab the pillar with the bomb blocks, but you can if you want to. However, keep in mind, I usually recommend just the object in question. Hi, buddy. How's it going? Oh. I was trying to grab it in midair, but the game's like, no. So rude. So rude indeed. Whatever, I'm just gonna do that. Water is flowing! Nice, the water is now flowing and we can get to the next area. Yeah, took out one of those concrete pillars and a tank plug to boot. You realize something, ain't ya? There's a couple of other plugs that need unplugging if you're up for it. My friend over there will show you the way. Let's go and go to the way we need to go. Now, you can actually do rolling in the water, but you can't really do much else. You can punch in the water as well, but it's not exactly that worth it. So instead, ignore it for now and just go on our merry way. I see gold. More gold for me. Hello. Well, it looks like who it is. I got the lowdown on what you're up to. You're going around destroying the concrete pillars and tank floods for us, right? Take a look up there. See that tank plug and concrete pillar? I'm gonna bust them up. You'll have to take the Orangaroo Hang Highway. Entrance to the Orangaroo Hang Highway is on the upper sublevel. Upper layer, I mean. Just head up yonder to get back up and then dive down. Good luck, you're doing your thing. I will do my thing. Always a thing. Punch this guy. He has a boom block in him. There we go. Let's climb all the way up to the top and here, see, you can grab a hold of the mesh. Now, there's a few things you cannot do on this mesh. You can roll, though. Nothing is stopping you from rolling. And in fact, it's actually really good to roll. However, there is a caveat with it, though, because rolling is risky because you're moving forward at high speed. There we go. I just want to grab that, and then we're good. Another Almanite. We have 19 now. And there's actually a rope over here we can punch. Good. We got that one out of the way. Let's go and attack this banana. Ooh. Banana. Banana. Up and over and across. Complete. Another skill point acquired. Now we can get the hand slap. However, we're going to need to get better sonar for later anyway, so let's wait on this. Another apple one, but we can't use. Thanks, game. Let's just go up to the top like we're supposed to. We shoot through water, even though that's not how it works. Now, this way is actually pretty good. Got the reservoir heal. However, if you look around, there's actually something you want to grab over here. There is a lot of areas as well as a wall that's actually breakable. Get the fossils inside and you can get more fossils. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Fossils. Now, let's go and go where we're supposed to be a little bit. Keep in mind, though, these episodes are going to be, like, weird for me because they can either be long or short for me because of this. Nothing is controlling it because of this. Now, there is a bombable wall over here I recommend going for first. Really good. And there's another fossil. Really good, and I am falling. Anyway. Let's turn around instead because there's actually another one of these challenge gates. Okay. Antigatoids are, well, those unique enemies that we talked about before. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Hey, grab the thing. Grab the thing. Got two for the price of one, Grandpa. And grab you. More gold and always good. Oh, banana. I'll try not to do that too often because it gets a little stale at some point. Not like a banana. I couldn't resist. It's too easy. Way too easy. Now, these boom blocks can actually be used to do something fun. Now, there's actually something fun you can do. However, the caveat. There we go. I hate these dang enemies. These are octotoids. They're kind of sucky. They generally are public nuisances and don't do anything that's actually important at all for anyone. Although diving seems to get rid of them immediately afterwards. There is something under the falls that you want to go after and grab, by the way. A banana. A real mouthful. Nice. We got one out of the way. Let's get more in a bit. Now we're on the left pathway. We can actually go and check out the mess of the map. Right. Their spawn rate is obnoxiously fast. I don't understand why they designed it like this, but they did. They designed it for them to be obnoxiously fast at respawning. I don't know why. You'd think they'd make annoying enemies less spawn happy. I'll never understand their logic. Never will. There are bananas under here as well, and there's actually an alternate path you can go through if you want to. Not to say that I don't want to. Believe me, I'm going to definitely go after any bananas I possibly can get. However, this area only leads to a fossil. Let's go ahead and keep swinging, and ammonites. Ball rolling around at the speed of sound. Too easy. Over here is a banana. Let's go ahead and smack it. Now, as you see, there is water, and there's a lot of bombs. You can just slip by them. However, there's always a caveat, so they'll blow up all each other at once. By the way, in case you're wondering if you can grab those blocks, I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but you cannot. Trust me, I have tried. Now, that pillar of destruction is actually very useful to get and check in the area. As we can see, we are back at the starting point. We're actually very close to the starting point, in fact. However, there's another diving spot over there, but there's also, well, where we need to go. Well, we can go either direction. I recommend going either way. I'm going to go off the beaten path a little bit, just so that way I can see what the diving spot is, because I think I know where I'm going. And dive into here, because there's a small stake. Small stakes do not give any banandiums. Just keep in mind. This one leads to the village outskirts. Now, there's a banana for you if you do this, so it's actually quite worth it to go this way. Because it's pretty much out of the way, but it's actually pretty good to go through. And I cannot see. Go over here and... Don't care. Didn't ask. Plus ratio. Punch that. Ammonite. Let's keep waiting until we can get across. I do recommend rolling because in this area, it's way too fast if you want to climb normally. All right, there we go. And punch, punch, punch. Outskirts of the fishing village. Nice. A little bit out of the way, but it's actually worth it to go to. Now, we're right near the fossil, actually. You want to head back to where you came for it. Wait for it, and then we're good. Now, we're going to be coming up right to the fossil because the rope bridge actually leads to the fossil. All right, good. We're actually down here where we need to be. Press A button to jump and then go over there. Now, in order to get this super rare fossil that you want, punch everything around it. Now you got everything out of it completely. Now go up to the top of it again and then climb up to hit this spot. That unlatches the whale fossil entirely. Yes, he's very happy. They're very happy indeed, huh? Now, I'm not going to say the gender of it yet, even though probably 100% of the people watching this do know already. I'm pretty sure I don't want to, though. Anyway, you can actually go back the way you came, though. So, there's that. However, we can also do something funner, or rather, much more fun, is teleport back. We can go back to the Reservoir Hills this way. And we're back. Simple, straightforward. However, blasted octopi. I don't remember this octopi being in here. I may have punched the wall way too many times. However, let's ignore that for now because there's actually a lot of bananadium gems around this area. I do recommend coming here, but there's actually the exit we need to get to, and I don't want to make these too long, so I'm actually going to go to where we're supposed to go now rather than later. And boom. And ironically enough, this one's interesting. These punch bricks automatically activate and actually give you more of these dang levels, and you can actually refresh them immediately. And slab concrete. Now, this one is special. First, let's open the chest, because it's literally right here. More fossils. And back to the beginning again, of course. I never have a time where I get all the fossils in the beginning. Now, this one is a bit special. This does not give you any banandiums. This is smashing for gold. Now punch as much as possible and get as much gold as possible. Or grab and smash them as well. Basically, you want to get as much gold as you possibly can in the amount of time you can get. These are not limited. You can actually get refreshes as much as possible as well. However, this is actually pretty good to get gold. As you see, I'm already racking up as much gold as possible, meaning I can actually get a lot of gold. Really, this is actually really good to have. However, there's always a caveat with this for me, is it ends way too soon. Nice. No, I'm not mature in the slightest. Ironically enough, the area does have something on top, but nothing really too much. But let's get out of that way and go under this, because fossil. There's actually a fossil underneath here that we want to grab. Let's go grab this. There we go. Ominite again. Come up here and slap this up in order to get to the top, and then get this buzzing. Wait, oh, out of the way. And out of the way for this, and boom. And you can grab these, ironically enough, to throw them at you're supposed to go to. Nothing is stopping you from doing so, and I do recommend it. However, the caveat is octoids. Now, you're probably wondering what happens if they grab you. I might as well show it off. Come here. Dude, I'm literally right here. You're bad at aiming. There we go. They suck away HP. That's all they do. Nothing at all. Basically nothing. There we go. Get this one next concrete. Good. Now, there's a science of them that can actually take them down very quickly. If you have a boom block, you can actually destroy them all right in the same time. Really useful to have, so I recommend it, but nothing is stopping you if you don't want to. Now let's head left, like we're supposed to, and climb up. This is the big one. As you know, that means... Ooh! Banana. Ooh. Now, there's a lot of things left on this area if you want to go and check them out. I would recommend it later. But for now, dive! Get them triple banana again, and hanging on the Ranguru Highway, 3 levels of points. Level 2 again. We finally got better sonar. This means we can actually see things farther away from us. Are you the ones who got the water flowing from above? The water was going up, but it's still a bit shallow down here. We gotta find a way to destroy that concrete pillar. Use the Ranguru Highway to get closer to that pesky pillar. If you can get a better look, maybe you'll be able to figure out how to get rid of it. Alright, let's do what we're supposed to. Punch this first. By the way, yes, you can move the camera while doing that. I usually don't recommend it, though. By the way, these guys are basically invincible in this area, so do not bother. There's no reason to do so. Hi, buddy. However, there's a way you can trick them. These guys don't really do a whole lot once you trick them. There we go. And yeet. Hey, I don't want to do that, game. Come on. Oh, that's probably what happened. There is a banana over here if you want to get this. And nothing. All right. Yeah, banana. Concrete wall in the moving wall for... Hello, how do we have here? There we go, all done with that, and we can actually leave. Now, parts. I need this. I desperately need an apple. Sir, I need an apple. I need an herb. That reminds me of dang Resident Evil. You have all probably played through the games already to know about that game. Alright. Destroy the boom bomb and yeet! The water is now flowing just enough to get the bridge all the way up. Very good. Now we can get to the big monkey. Let's go near the big monkey first, but before that, get the banana. Ooh. Banana. Crossing to the Elder's Court. What's that? Elder's Court. Now, while we could talk to the Elder, and we conceivably could, I think we're ending this off right here. Next time on Donkey Kong Bonanza, we will be talking to the Elder and seeing what they want. See you all next time.